What we have here is Joe the Boss Ross, MMA fighter. Just had his first 2 fights. Fought this past Thursday night, and he fought again Saturday at Fire Extreme in Kankakee, Illinois. And here we are on a Monday, right back into the gym. He's getting ready for his next fight. He's got his first 2 fights out of the way, so the ball is rolling. He's been waiting, and Bobby Reardon's his trainer, said he's ready, so here we are to roll. Joe, how's it going?
Good.
So you had your first fight Thursday night. From what I understand, the fighter you were going to fight backed out, and you had to take another guy last minute. Why don't you walk us through that and let us know that scenario, how that went down?
What happened is they gave the guy, he really didn't back out, they gave him to somebody else. Then they had another guy for me. Supposedly something happened with him. He was a professional fighter. He had a pro fight on his record, he couldn't fight. Then they put me up against a guy who was 2-0. Some experience, more experience than me. 6'1", 185. Probably stepped in the cage about 200. Ended up taking the fight.
All right, so walk us through the fight. What exactly happened? The short version.
He had a reach advantage against me. I went to go take him down, stuffed him against the cage, pulling him away from the cage to try and get in a better position. He just transitioned, got my back, rear naked choke.
From what I hear, though, you did pretty good. Was that in the first round?
Yeah, that was the first.
A couple minutes into the first round?
Minute 17.
From what I hear, it looked, Bobby said you were looking pretty good. He just caught you in one, but that happens in every fight. Now, what about this Fire Extreme fight? From what I understand, you stepped up a couple weight classes. Your weight class is 185. You fought a guy at weight 215.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take that fight, and what happened in that one?
I was in the mentality of fighting Saturday.
You just wanted to fight anybody and everybody.
I was supposed to fight a 185er. He got hurt during training.
Of course, that happens constantly.
He trained the night before the fight and got hurt.
Yeah, it's always the night before the fight, too. They always pull out last second.
So, I found out about noon that I wasn't fighting him. I'm calling Bobby, texting Bobby, getting a hold of Kerry, trying to find somebody to fight. They ended up telling
Kerry
me,
Shaw, the meat truck.
yes.
Okay.
They ended up telling me they have they said he was 205, but I know he weighed in at 215. I was there for weigh-ins.
Okay. Either way, you got into the octagon with this guy.
Yes.
What went down?
He wanted to stand and bang, so I went at it for a little bit with him, standing and banging with him.
So you tried to take him down, and he sprawled on you. You couldn't
Yeah.
quite get him down?
I tried to take him down. He sprawled. Tried to grab his leg, pull him across, pull him back in.
And that plan didn't quite go the way you planned it?
No.
Gotcha.
He was laying some hits into me. He had some good hits.
Okay.
Every time I ended up standing back up with him. We took it into the third round. He was tired. I really wasn't tired.
Your cardio's up there because at one time, I think a year and a half ago, you weighed, what, 320 pounds?
It was shorter than that. It was back in April.
So that was not even a year ago?
No.
So back in April, you were 320 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And now you're down to 185. Based off all the cardio you've done a ton of cardio. I would have never guessed that I would have seen you in this kind of shape, at this level that you've achieved. So your cardio is definitely not the issue because it takes a lot of cardio to burn off over 100 pounds, and which, by the way, losing 100 pounds is something that most people think about, but they'll never accomplish because they don't have the discipline to do it. You sure in the hell have the heart and the discipline to do it. Now back to the fighting. So did this guy make you tap out? What went down in this fight?
He tapped me out. I heard Bobby tell me to jab, cross, shoot. I went to go shoot on this guy. My shot was pretty slower than I wanted it to be. He ended up catching it, got my back, wrapped it in the rear naked. It was over.
All right, so what are your plans for your next fight? What do you got going down now?
Me and Bobby talked about it in the locker room after Saturday night.
Bobby, the Believer Reardon, is that
Yes.
your manager?
Yes.
Okay, what'd you guys talk about?
We're dropping me to 170.
Okay.
I'm fighting at 170. I believe if I can get a fighter at 170 my size, and I don't have to jump up in a weight class to fight, I'm gonna pull off a win.
Are you planning on fighting a Chaos 6 or Chaos 7 on March 6th?
Yes.
Okay, so is that when you're supposed to fight next, or you just got to find a fighter first?
I was supposed to fight Chris Schultz at 185.
Okay.
Bobby said he wants me at 170. they said there shouldn't be a problem to fight a
Gotcha.
fighter at 170.
Now, would you? A lot of guys don't want to fight their friends, but I mean, this is all sport. It's all competition. It's all, you know, just part of the sport. Would you be willing to fight a guy that you're just acquaintances with if you thought it would be a good fight for you?
Yeah.
Would you?
It's a sport.
So I mean, in the end, you can still be friends and all.
Right.
You know, I hear all these guys say, "Well, I don't want to fight him because we're buddies and all." When I really believe they don't want to fight him because they think they'll get their asses kicked. Okay.
Friends when you step foot out the octagon.
Once you're in the octagon with somebody, he's not your friend anymore for that couple minutes. Once you guys step outside, then you can hug and go have a beer together. Okay. Is there anybody in this local area that you think would be a good matchup for you?
170 right now.
Sure.
I really haven't been looking at a 170 right now.
Yeah, I don't know too many 170s myself. In fact, I don't pay attention to the 170 fights. 205, maybe 185. I like Bobby Reardon's 145, 155 class. In fact, any one of Bobby's fights I'll pay attention to. I like to watch Martin a lot. Other than that, I like the heavier the better. I like the big boys.
Right, exactly.
Okay? But there's nobody you can think of at the 170-pound weight class that you think would be a good fight for you.
As of right now, not looking into it.
So what's your training going to consist of getting ready for this next fight?
More cardio and hit the weights more.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Joe, the Boss Ross, just made his MMA debut this past week, first week of January 2010. Be looking for him in the future at Chaos Events and Fire Extreme. Thanks for watching.